I think if you look at businesses in general, when you're in the middle, you go to the middle to die. And I think that is true for a lot of sectors, including F&B, right? If you're at the top end, you have a few Michelin stars that have been closing. Maybe there were too many of them. But generally, if you're at the top, the people who can spend will always spend.
Yep.
Right? Like omakase in Singapore, people who can afford it can eat it.
Yeah.
But the prices for omakase in Singapore now, I might as well buy a plane ticket to go to Japan,
True.
eat it, and come back for one day. Probably about the same price, right?
True. Yeah.
See, you pay a $400 ticket, spend $100 there, come back, like you get a one-day holiday out of it, right? Exaggeration, of course. But then when you're in the middle, that's the thing, right? You're competing with everyone. You're competing with, a Thai restaurant or a Japanese restaurant. And Singapore, as we all know, has like, I don't know, 1 million Japanese restaurants now, right? And so you're competing with all of that. I think where you can succeed is if you are you're doing a hawker. And not all hawkers succeed, but it's also because rentals have also started to get a bit weird there, right? But I think generally speaking, if you're providing normal food at normal prices, I think you can actually do pretty well. Like as long as you keep your margins in check in general and you don't go out of the door with like this crazy rental or whatever cost, then I think you can actually do you can survive and you can do okay. What was the question? I had a second point.
What's your the secret sauce for longevity?
The second is also just to change your concept. If I had to do it all over again, I'll figure out a way to change my concept every year. Because again, fickleness, right? So you do it, you run it out, and then you build the place in such a way where you can, repaint it or modular, essentially. Budget 5K to remodel the place every year or 10K, whatever the amount is, right? And you bake that into your cost. You say, this is how much it's going to cost me, which means I have to make this profit, which means that I can then do that, right? I would change it every year because again, people will come be like, oh, new concept lah, right? And then they'll say, oh, that's really cool. Like maybe you do an instant noodle concept now, then you switch to shawarma, then you change to chicken rice. I don't know whatever it is, right? But essentially something where you can change it quite easily.
Very interesting. I think that's what I've noticed, but I don't know how restaurants run. I'm not in that space, but it's to kind of really put that as part of your reinvention plan. Every year, new concept, new everything.
And I don't think people really do that. There was one that did that for a while, which is a bar, Junior the Pocket Bar, but they just closed also. That one did it quite well for a while because I think they were able to change the menu and the concept every 6 months.